this brown color, and then the green part. And magnolias are apparently a symbol of endurance and also of renewed hope and faith in some religions, and all of those are very applicable to us now. So now I've got some sap green on my brush mixed with a bit of white, and where the light is catching it will be slightly lighter. Oh, it comes off in rather big blobs here. So I'll try and use the side of the brush like that. So some of the branches are going up into the light there in the green, and some will come down here. The whole idea is just to be able to see as many full and close-up flowers as possible. So I'll carry on and I'll put them all in place and bring you back when I start painting. When I start painting the flowers and the leaves, I'll bring you back. But I just need to clean off the paint on this brush. It's too thick. I'm still busy with the branches because I'm thinking all the time where exactly I'm going to put the flowers, and there's just the little buds that grow off these little branches. If you look at some magnolia bushes, there's a profusion of flowers and small leaves, but not as many leaves as you would expect. And then other trees have a lot of leaves. They're all different varieties. And you do see the green at the base of the of each flower. So I think what I'm going to do is just put some green down where I think I might put the flowers. That will just help me. So I don't just go in totally blindly, and I can look at that for a while and see if that's enough, if I want more. Because I want them to be almost like a realistic size, and it's not such a big canvas. It's 50 by 40, I think. 50 by 40 centimeters. So I want them to be visible, almost a little bit crowded, sort of very close together, but still with enough detail visible that you can enjoy the beauty of each flower. And obviously the ones that are closer probably have more detail, and the ones further away I will just soften the edges out a bit, and so they won't be as detailed. So that's what I'll continue doing, and I'll bring it back when I have made some more progress. And as you can see, the paint, the background is almost like a rainbow effect, and so that can be, how the light comes through. And so some flowers will have a bit of yellow in them, and some will have a bit of magenta, and some a bit of the blue. But the paint is quite dry, so it probably won't shine through, but it will shine around them. Normally with the leaves, I like to use my Fulart brush, but with these flowers, I want to have very delicate and precise flowers, because that's what they look like to me. And so I'm shaping them with this flat brush, this flat angle brush, just to make them much neater and also tidier. So that's how I'll do them, and then I'll maybe add a bit of colour on top of those, so as to make sure that they're not all one bland colour. Can add a bit more dark under there. I've painted on most of the leaves and the buds, and now I'm going to start painting on the flowers. And it's quite difficult because there's so many different types of magnolias, and they don't all have the same shape of petals. And some have 5 petals, some have 5 large ones and 3 smaller ones. And it also depends on what stage of the life cycle they're at. But I mean, they are a very beautiful flower, but like I said, they're a bit difficult to define exactly, depending on which photo you look at. So like one will be coming down from here, and maybe another smaller petal over there. And then you've got the center part, and it depends if you're looking from the side of the flower or if you're looking down into the flower. So I'm going to have to work on it on a flower by flower basis and see what I come up with. But I will be using this angle brush most of the time, unless I see it's not working the way I want it to, and then I might go back to my filbert. And I'll just paint them white initially, one layer of white, and see how that dries until tomorrow. So you can see I've painted this one, so the petals are coming out of the side and sort of filling up towards the top. And then I'll have to put the front petal on later on when it's dried. And then this one is going to be, that one is the front one. And then they kind of fill out to the sides like that, and then maybe another one cutting on the side here. So this front one will cover part of those petals that are sticking out on the side. And sometimes the front one isn't as tall as the others. And sometimes they're just buds like of, where should I do one? Here, where it's going over those leaves. Sometimes they're just buds like that. Maybe three petals that have opened slightly. So it's going to be a really a labour of love painting each one individually. The painting dried overnight and I really like how it's coming along, but it's far from completed yet. So the background, these are basically the background flowers that I've put on, and they are showing a bit of the colour through. Well, you can see on the yellow one, where the background is yellow, you can see a lot of yellow in the flower. The blue and magenta, a little, not so much. Depends on how thick I put the layer of paint. But there you can see some of the pink showing through. And there you can see a lot of the green, because there was green around the bud, the base of the bud. But this one is just showing pink all the way through. So it depends. You see some of them have like a little ridge where the edge of the brush left paint behind, and I did come back and quickly smooth those down before I went to sleep, but some of them I obviously missed. Turned the painting this way and that, and some I just didn't see. But it's okay, they feel flat. There were some that were really raised and I managed to remove them. So, but however they are, I'll more or less leave them as they are, because the next layer is going to come close to the front, and then the third layer will be even brighter white. But I'm going to just show you what I can do around some of them to include or incorporate some of the colours. Just make a slight outline there, which will incorporate a bit more of that blue in there, the mauve, and well, the same here. So one could do that, but I'm not really going to bother with that. I mean, how they turned out is how they turned out. If I think that they need more colour in the end, then I'll have to come back and add a little colour from the centre. And I was, into two minds about, do I want them to be magenta? Do I want them to be white? And I decided I'll stick to white because the background is colourful enough, it adds enough colour. And white magnolias are so beautiful. And they really are quite a sort of round cup shape. So I'm going to go back and just improve some of the shapes. So this one, for example, this big one, this is meant to be a bloom that's coming sideways. Over the other blooms. So I'll just leave the outer part white and the inner part in that mixture of colours that's there. I'll outline those a bit more. But I don't want them to look like outlines. So I'll just blur that in a bit. So these are all just little techniques that you learn as you go along with the brush. And you really don't need to pay for an online art course to learn these things. I came back and added a second layer of flowers, and I added them wherever I thought there was space, and even where there wasn't space I kind of just put them close together to make a profusion of flowers. And so some of them don't have stalks or leaves. I'll go back and add those in. And also I noticed that a lot of them, the ones that were there before, were more of a greeny white, so it was just not the right colour. I had to do another layer of white over them. And some of them I left a bit of the undercolour in, and some I didn't. Just depends on how hard you press with the brush or the lightness of your touch. If you don't want a lot of colour to come off the brush, you press lightly. And also, like, some of the petals I wanted to be in the front and others to recede. So then I would make those more, more defined. And so now I'm going to go back and add in the stalks and the leaves. And then, like that one has a natural centre. Some of them don't have much of a centre, but that might be because the petals are covering the centre, but I can still put in a little colour there. And then also, because I waited until the background was dry before I painted on the petals, instead of doing wet onto wet, I didn't pick up that much of the background colour, so there's not that much of the colour reflected either in the flowers or even around them. You can see that there's a bit of the yellow there. But I think I'm going to just pick up a bit of mixed colours of each flower and then just put it on the tip. So not like pure mauve, pure magenta. I'll pick up the mixed magenta and white, a very light shade, and then put that on top of the wet white, and that should make just a little tip of magenta on the flower, but still with a defined petal on the edge. And I won't do that on all of them. I'll just see. And also, when I added the petals now, I did them very dry. I mean, there was no oil on the brush other than the initial oil which I had used to wet the brush. And that one bit of oil carried me right throughout the painting. So it really was dry onto dry. And